Recently, I shared the recipe of how we create our bachelor degrees involving industry consultation, liaising with awarding organisations in the United Kingdom and around the world, and engaging with amazing experts, subject matter experts, to become the faculty members who deliver the courses that we provide to enable industry professionals to gain a degree or a graduate degree faster and cheaper, and to move on with their career goals and gain the earnings that they want to have and the freedom that they have to choose to pursue even research in their particular industry. And I do get asked, why did we decide to do this? And there are a number of motivations for this for me, and also for our faculty who work independently with us and with other organizations. And really, there are some formative moments that have motivated me with our mission of why we wish to enable industry professionals to gain an academic qualification that recognises their skills and understandings in a much faster period of time. I really found this when I was doing my own bachelor degree, right back when I started in education, gosh, nearly 35 years ago. And starting back in education then, and being a teacher and doing my bachelor degree part-time, because I didn't gain a bachelor degree, I gained a diploma of teaching, which was the standard way in New Zealand to enter the teaching profession originally. And so I needed to gain a bachelor degree if I wanted to earn more money, be able to pursue graduate studies and improve my career opportunities. And so while I was doing my bachelor degree, while I was teaching full-time, I started to notice that I was going through courses and reading materials and case studies based around things that I had already experienced as a teacher, by that stage already in the profession for 2 to 3 years. I was learning concepts and principles which I was already putting into practice, and I was being tested to see, did I understand them? Did I know them? Could I memorize and reply and regurgitate what I was being taught in the textbook, which I was actually already implementing in real life in my job? And I wondered, why can't I just have a conversation and explain what I'm doing day to day, and actually not have to go through the long, arduous process of learning, remembering, reciting theories, and doing essays and doing quizzes and exams when I was already putting it into practice. Sitting beside me in those classes were people who'd never been in a classroom, and they'd never been a teacher before, and they'd never had the practical experience of implementing these theories, which I actually had. And as a training development officer for the Royal New Zealand Navy, I saw people who were incredibly professional, been in the military for a long period of time, had a wealth of experience and skills, who had no bachelor degree, had no master's degree, had no diploma, but they had learned skills at the highest level in supply chain management and accounting, administration, leadership, communication, deployments, and handling the finest of details within a larger scope, which people in regular life don't get to do. But these military professionals were highly skilled and highly trained, but didn't have a piece of paper to recognize that experience and training. The military leadership and the skills exhibited by even emergency managers out there and working in civil defense or working for FEMA, working in the oil and gas industry, these military personnel and emergency managers who had great skills of leadership and being able to respond to disasters and run large diverse teams and work across government and state and regional and local departments, from volunteers to other professionals, and work with quantities of equipment that was so vast and complex, and yet they knew how the pieces all fit together. And yet they had a big binder full of certifications and training experiences. They didn't have a bachelor degree. So these were motivations for us to develop what we do and why we do it and how we do it, because there was no academic pathway. And we also recognize that even in my time in academia, seeing that subject matter experts weren't common in universities, subject matter experts in emergency management, subject matter experts in day-to-day operations, subject matter experts who could look at professionals and all of their experience and certifications and go, okay, that matches these learning outcomes. They just weren't there in traditional universities. They weren't available in traditional universities to spend the time to go, okay, here's an industry professional, here are the learning outcomes of a program of learning and higher education, and I found some matches. While I was doing my PhD, a large component of the research results, the findings of my PhD, identified the lack of collaboration between industry and academia. And so my framework that I developed for the creative industries highlighted 3 critical components to help graduates in the creative industries to be more successful. And one of those was the collaboration between industry and academia, and having those subject matter experts work with academics. And so all of this really pushed and provided motivation for us to do what we do and why we do it. So what we do really increases income earning opportunities for industry professionals who may not have had a bachelor degree or a master's degree, to recognize their skills and experience and talent and training in the real complexity of the industries in which they work. Not only does it provide income earning opportunities, but also career advancement opportunities, because for some careers, for some sectors and some industries, you need to have their bachelor degree, despite the person next to you may have no bachelor degree, yet they have all the skills and experience to take that next step up, but that bachelor degree is required. An example of this is in emergency management, where the International Association of Emergency Managers requires to move from an associate to a certified emergency manager, a bachelor degree is required. Even though someone may have been working in the industry for 20 years and knows more than most other people, she may have all the wealth of experience, but doesn't have their bachelor degree to enable her to move up to that certified emergency manager status. And doing what we do, by recognizing that wealth of experience and training and current competency, allows people to gain a bachelor degree faster by aligning the learning outcomes and the program of learning with all of that industry experience. This also allows industry professionals to move into research, because they have that academic degree. They can move into a master's degree or a postgraduate degree and focus on research and identify the problems that they've been grappling with, or their peers have been grappling with, that their industry has been grappling with, and just pursue research, pure research, to find answers and solutions to those problems that may have plagued their industry for a long period of time. In different regions around the world, in different sectors, there are untapped sources of research opportunities every single day. An example is Stuart, a great educational professional from Nepal who had been working in education for a long period of time at senior levels. He identified that in Nepal, there was an opportunity to use technology to reduce barriers to learning, to increase equity and success for communities that might have been disadvantaged, by using educational technology to increase those opportunities. So Stuart, doing an advanced degree through us and recognizing all of his training and experience, giving him that opportunity to focus down on research and finding solutions to enable students to learn better. Another example is Tony, very senior fire assessor from the UK, gained a bachelor degree, now completed his thesis and his master's degree, having the opportunity to present at conferences and submit his master's thesis to academic journals, where he has found solutions to the pollution that happens when fire engines have to rush in to a warehouse or other situations and spray a lot of water around to fight the fire, but that water sitting on the ground and flowing into rivers and streams can pollute the waterways, and Tony found a solution for that. So we provide, through this access to academic opportunity for people in sectors who did not have that opportunity before, because we recognize their industry training and experience and give them that opportunity to pursue research and find solutions. So why do we do what we do? To provide those academic pathways, to provide opportunities for research, to enable income earning opportunities and career advancement that may not have been possible. Another motivation for us is we want to make sure that people can pursue a degree or a master's degree and not have student debt. Why should people carry around $20, $30, $50, $100,000 worth of debt for an academic degree? It limits their opportunity to buy a house, provide for their family, invest, create a legacy of financial security for them and for their families. So we don't want to laden our graduates with debt. We want to make sure that our fees really recognize the regions that people live in and don't burden them learning things that they just don't need to learn. And we've aligned our goals, our mission, our vision, our why with the UN sustainability goals. And if you haven't heard of those, number 4 is about quality education and the opportunity to have quality education regardless of the region that you live in. UN Sustainable Development Goal number 10 is about reducing inequalities. And I like to use the word equity because everyone may have the equality of opportunity, but actually, even in a developed country, people might have the opportunity, but their starting line, financial starting line, academic starting line, background means that they don't start at the starting line with other people. And so if you have the opportunity available, but you don't have the same resources, training, background and support, how can you really move to that starting line? So we really want to dovetail our pursuit of equity for every person with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, reducing inequalities. That's number 10. Number 17 is to partner for those goals. So we partner with industries and we partner with companies and we partner with organizations around the world who have a similar heart and have a similar vision, because we want to strengthen the implementation of education. We want to revitalize global organizations who haven't had an academic partner before to see sustainable development, to increase equity, to remove barriers around the world. So this is why UARD does what it does.